2007, Seacor Marine unveiled the DP2 vessels Seacor Cheetah and Seacor Cougar, the first in the revolutionary CrewZer-class vessel that introduced exceptional technological innovation, speed, and comfort into oil-field passenger transportation. Seacor now announces the next generation of CrewZer vessels, the bigger, faster Lynx and Leopard, with even higher load capacities than their predecessors, impressive speed and versatility, and unprecedented dynamic positioning redundancy. What makes these ships a quantum leap over all other crew transport platforms? We asked experts who know the vessels and the industry inside and out.
We're really building off our heritage we inherited from the McCall tradition and legacy. We're always in aluminum vessels, and they continually, even before we bought them, had gone to bigger and faster monohull vessels. So this is an extension of that program that saw it go from 110-foot monohull crew boat up to 135-foot, up to 160-foot, and so here we're going 180-foot catamaran, new hull form, but same engines, water jet propulsion, a lot of the same technology that we use on the monohulls, and they have adapted well to the catamarans.
There's just no other boats out there that are going to be able to be compared to these boats, with the exception perhaps of the Cougar and the Cheetah. But these boats are really a pretty big leap even from those vessels.
The Lynx and Leopard will be equipped with cutting-edge technology previously unheard of on passenger transport vessels.
This vessel, by the way, will be the first in the world and the only in the world be a class DP3 vessel. What that means is that as a class DP3 vessel, they have to ensure that this vessel can hold station without any single point failure, meaning a failure of a thruster, a failure of a reference system, a failure of a fuel system that will cause it to lose station, including a fire or a flood. So it has to hold station under all circumstances. I think that's obvious what the advantages are.
They'll be the only DP3 crew boats in existence. So they'll have absolute cutting-edge technology when it comes to station keeping. And then, of course, with ride control and a lot of other technologies that we incorporated in a lot of our other vessel packages, all of that's going to be there as well. But it's not just going to be DP3. It's going to be cruising speeds, high 30s and 40 knots on a much larger platform, ultimately giving the customer even more capability to operate in harsher environments, getting to deeper water faster. Very impressive vessel.
In addition to technological excellence, they offer speed and versatility only dreamed about just a few short years ago.
One of the issues we envisioned potentially with the boats was the fuel consumption. But because it is faster, it burns more fuel, it's over a shorter amount of time. So when you take a 24-hour operation, it burns no more than a regular fast support vessel.
The Lynx and the Leopard, on average, will get twice the speed you would see in a typical offshore crew boat. Light speeds on this vessel will be in the 46 knot range, and loaded speeds would be around 38 to 40 knots.
Typical catamaran hull for the same displacement will be 30% more efficient, and therefore for the same power will run significantly better, burn less fuel, same speed if that were the case. So it sort of explains why they're so widely accepted.
The main reason they've been most successful is their speed. They're the fastest boats out there by at least 10 knots, and with 150-person seating capacity and the speed of almost 40 knots, they've sold very well, mainly for personnel transport. Although their versatility has also been useful because one of the boats, particularly the one boat working in Africa, has been used for its cargo. Its deck, the back deck, has been used. So it's unusual to have a boat that can carry 150 tons of deck cargo and do that speed. Well, it doesn't do that speed with the deck cargo. It has been very successful in its versatility, 2 or 3 days a week running passengers, 2 or 3 days a week running cargo.
They're both passenger and cargo carrying assets. A number of passengers that are carried is basically the same, 150. We found that that is a good figure, and seldom are there platforms or installations that require more than that. But when it comes to cargo carrying capacity, you have an additional 30 feet on deck.
Designed and built to meet the critical demands of crew transportation, these rugged and reliable vessels are engineered for safety, convenience, and passenger comfort.
The vessel has 4 engines and 4 water jets. Part of the reason for 4 is that in the event that we do have a mechanical problem and lose one, we've only lost 25% of our available horsepower, and we can still achieve speeds around 30 knots.
Regulations require us to have certain onboard firefighting systems, fire pumps, which we've got redundant systems, so we've got a system on each side of the hull. So the catamaran lends itself well to lots of redundancy and lots of safety. And so there's fire suppression systems and detection systems that protect the vessel itself. And then there's some onboard, what we call FIFI pumps, one in each hull, that are used to combat off-ship fires, say a rig fire, or even a fire at a port.
We have the latest electronics, and we also have advanced navigation systems, VSAT capabilities for communication, and everything that's available to give the captain all the tools he needs.
Creature comforts, like we've started to call it. Wi-Fi in the cabin, so the passengers have capability of working en route. First-class seating, because to be fair, I mean, these guys are, we compete against the helicopters, and these guys are riding longer distances, 3, 4, 5 hours. They want to be able to watch movies, recline, go to sleep, work on their computers. They want the creature comforts today, and frankly, you can't blame them.
Typically, a catamaran hull design will not rock and pitch as much as a typical monohull would.
Because of the small area of a waterplane area of a catamaran, the force that is induced on the hulls is reduced in comparison to a monohull. So for an equivalent mass, catamaran versus monohull, the accelerations are lower on a catamaran. So it just equates into more passenger comfort.
Once on station, the Leopard and Lynx will employ a unique passenger transfer system called the Frog.
The Frog system is just one method of transferring persons from the vessel to offshore locations. It's a semi-enclosed capsule that's lifted by a crane. The passengers are protected from shocks and impacts, and there's also flotation built into the capsule in the event that it would go into the water. The Frog system has some protection from side impacts, and there's suspension built into the capsule for a hard landing, that those impact forces are not transferred to the passengers.
With real-world experience in the toughest environments, the CrewZer-class vessels have lived up to the Seacor worldwide reputation for customer-focused, innovative, cost-effective solutions.
We have 2 vessels in Azerbaijan, one the Joyce McCall, a monohull, and then the second CrewZer-class vessel, the Seacor Cougar. Very active area. We're the primary means of transportation for the BP production platforms and drilling rigs. It's important to the client because this particular operation in the Caspian, our primary function is transferring passengers. But there have been cases where they've needed materials hot-shotted too, and the client is really thankful to have a vessel that's quick and can get the stuff out there and back. Well, our relationship with BP is, we have a very close relationship with them. It's very important in this type of operation because we're moving, all of their people. We deal with them every day regarding weather, and not only daily, but a lot of times hour by hour, depending on conditions and whatnot. We've transferred over 100,000 passengers with no incidents.
Seacor is a global player. We're the second or third largest vessel operator in the world, and we operate in every oil and gas region. We learn a lot from our customers. We learn a lot from other operators in different regions. We pride ourselves on always employing cutting-edge technology in what we do. We want to be the best. The
CrewZer class represents the future of offshore crew transport. It's a proven design brought to you by Seacor, a global leader in marine transportation and a pioneer in the industry. No other company has the operational experience, the sophisticated vessel tracking software, and the global logistics support. No other company offers the reliability and flexibility and single-source solutions of the CrewZer class. Consider the advantages: enhanced reliability and safety with DP3, enhanced versatility with 250 tons of cargo capacity, first-class seating for 150 passengers, speeds of up to 46 knots. Lower vertical acceleration means more passenger comfort. Passenger amenities include snack bar, conference room, wireless internet, large screen TVs, and reclining seats. The next generation CrewZer class vessels. Nothing else comes close.